Hello, you beautiful, lovely, gorgeous individuals, to another edition of Talking Sam. I'm your host, Sam Messias, and with me today is one of the top YouTubers today, talking all things in and out of the Helluverse. If you know what the Helluverse is, then you're one cool cat out there. She's also a reactor. She's a theorist. If you don't know what a theorist is, she theorizes a lot about this universe. She's an incredible artist, does amazing song covers for the show, some dubs, and so much more. She is the one. She is the only Maria Quevedo. Miss Maria, thank you so much for joining me here today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course, absolutely. And before we get into your love for the Helliverse, for Hazbin and Helluva Boss and everything like that, I want to start with how you first got your YouTube journey began. What was the idea for it? Was it like someone gave you the motivation to like, hey, you have some pretty cool thoughts and theories about certain things, to like, kind of give you the nudge to go ahead and start that?
Oh, well, I guess I started my YouTube channel when I was I guess when I was a kid, but being a kid, I didn't know what I was doing. Um and I made another channel, but it wasn't really original. I just got stuff from like movie clips and stuff. But then I
Mm.
thought like, like maybe I should start making my own content. And then I got into Yu-Gi-Oh. I was in college, community college at the time.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I got into Yu-Gi-Oh, the first the main show, Duel Monsters, and I fell in love with it, especially like the season 4 arc. Uh
That's a good arc. That's a good arc.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of people bash it, but I liked it.
Hey, we all have our
um
tastes. We all have our tastes. It's good.
yeah, exactly. I guess I just had my thoughts on it, and I thought like, like I think Atem, like I think my first ever theory was if Atem through the duel, and because I guess like he's my favorite character, so I'm like, come on, like he's gotta like he had to lose on purpose.
I
uh,
I mean, it's a good theory you have there. It's hard to argue with it. It's a good theory.
yeah, so I thought like, oh, like maybe I should continue, but I guess I sometimes get lazy. So I'm like maybe I don't feel like doing like all this stuff, and I want to get my thoughts together. But then one day I was looking on Instagram, and I saw the first episode of Helva Boss, well, a clip of it, and it looked all cutesy and stuff, so I was
Hmm.
curious, so I clicked on it. And then it was the whole song with Miss Mayberry. I was like, oh, like this is cute. And then it took a dark turn.
Yeah, that took a real dark turn.
I was like, I was not expecting that. And I was like, geez, I need to see it. Like, where the heck can I find it? Is it a show? Like, is it like on TV or something? So I looked in the comments and someone said Hell of a Boss. So I was like, huh. So I Googled it. Or more like I YouTubed it, and I saw it, and I saw the pilot and then the
Uh-huh.
first episode. And I looked at the pilot and I was like, oh my God, like I watched 2 episodes, and it was actually when the first episode just came out. So it's been a year since the pilot came out.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so I didn't have to wait a year. So yay me.
Hey, lucky you, right?
Yeah. So I watched them, and I fell in love with it. I loved it. And then I saw Hazbin Hotel. I saw that one last because it was like 30 minutes.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, and then I watched Has Been, and I also loved it, especially the songs. And I wasn't too invested like Hell of a Boss because it had 2 episodes, but I guess like the more I watched it and like I saw art and other people theorizing, I fell in love with Has Been. And I decided to do like reviews. And my first ever theory was was when episode 4 came out, when we saw the background where Blitz and Barbie were, because like
Yes. That's it.
yeah,
Hmm.
and because
Yeah.
Pillow was missing.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, that was my first ever theory, and then it blew up. I was like, what the heck did I do? Yeah, I was shocked. I'm like, geez, I didn't expect it to like do that well, because my reviews didn't really do that well because it was just me recapping.
Hmm.
So I guess I don't do that many reviews anymore because it's just me recapping, and I'm like maybe I should stick with theories because those did really well.
Now, with the theories that you do, is it a little more fun to play around with, like throwing like say one character could go one way, or maybe the storyline can go in a different direction? Is it a, a little more fun, a little more freeing to do a theory than rather than a review for a show like Hell of a Boss?
Yeah, it is because as I said, like it's just me recapping and I find it boring because I'm like I'm not really giving a lot of my thoughts in this. So I thought like theories, I have more variety and I can basically speak more freely and have like get basically just let out all my ideas on what could happen or might happen in the show in the
Hmm.
future.
Okay. Before we get too deep into hell with this great conversation, I want to know a little bit about you and your artistic side because I've seen some of your art on your channel from where it started to where it is now. It's amazing, by the way. Just want to let you know.
Thank you.
Of course. And I just want to know, how did you first get into that style art? Like, have you always been an artist at a young age, or is this something you kind of picked up over time as a turn from a hobby and turn into what it is now?
Honestly, I've always loved drawing, even as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I usually I was always a bit of an artist when I was a kid. So I always drew, though I remember when I was in elementary, I had an obsession with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh my God. Oh, that's a
Um,
classic. That's a classic.
yeah, he is a classic, but it wasn't exactly my art because, like, as kids, as we do, even I've seen it as a substitute. I have seen kids trace their computers, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I did when I was their age. So I related to them in that. So I started tracing, and basically claiming that it was mine.
Ah,
Or,
okay.
oh, geez, yeah. I mean, I was a kid, so I didn't know any better.
Hey,
Um,
you get the full pardon on that.
yeah. But and then when I was in elementary through high school, I was in the My Little Pony fandom.
Mm.
So I drew ponies and I did copy at first, but I was like, I wanted to practice on my own. So I started drawing myself or like, ponies and stuff. But then like My Little Pony died out and I was like I don't know what else to draw. Like I usually just draw ponies. And then Hazbin Hotel came out, and the first ever character I drew was Alistair.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, I remember I went to my room and I got a reference, and I just drew him. It wasn't the best, and it was heavily referenced, so but it was kind of in my own style. Um, and then I drew Angel, and then I had like old sketchbooks when I was in middle school. I had a art class, and we sketched a lot, so I used that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got like references, and I practiced, and it I did not draw like without a reference. My drawings were super bad.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, they were super bad. I still have them. I'm like I sometimes look back at it. I'm like, That's how I used to draw."
It's
uh,
so rare back in the day how it all transforms into now, basically, huh?
Yeah, I always like try to find ways to draw better, like, see if anybody has like any tips. I always like
Mm-hmm.
looked it up on Google, like tips on how to draw something. Or yeah, I would even like DM artists and ask them if they have any tips.
Okay.
And I just practiced, got references, like, practice, practice, practiced, and I just kept getting better and better at it.
Nice. And what's one tip that you've gotten that really stuck to you the most when you're talking to these other artists and they're giving you these advice on how to do a certain angle or a certain shape? What's like the one telling advice that's pretty much stuck with you when you're doing your drawings?
Well, mostly artists, they tell me to use references.
Mm-hmm.
And what I usually tell myself is shapes are your friend when you're drawing.
Okay.
And yeah, like I usually use shapes, mostly ovals or circles or even triangles, especially for Alistair. Oh, and
Nice.
hands.
I figured the hands might be a little harder to do.
Yeah, I always avoid hands because those are a nightmare.
And anytime I see anything regarding comics being drawn on a show or a movie, they're like, I can't draw the hands. Damn it, forget it. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, if you like notice in my art, I always avoid drawing hands. Like they're either
Mm-hmm.
like they're usually like behind their back, like what Alistair does.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now that you said that, that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, I always draw them with their arms behind their backs so I can avoid it.
Before we get into hell with all these great shows that we've talking about, was there any other show that besides Yu-Gi-Oh that you thought of doing a whole YouTube dedication channel for? Or was it when you first saw Hasbin, when you first saw Helluva Boss, you just knew I have to do all my love into this?
As I said like earlier, I was in the My Little Pony fandom, but I was young, so I didn't really know a lot about YouTube, but I did have ideas of my own. I just never did anything because like I guess like again I'm lazy and I didn't know what the first step was
Right.
because I was in middle school, so I didn't really know how to properly do anything. So I remember doing a comic dub once, but it was just me and my brother, but it wasn't super good.
Okay. Now, speaking of your comic dubs, I seen some of them on your videos. What's kind of like the process like trying to edit and go from drawing to what it is to the voicing into the final product when you post on your channel?
Well, honestly, like it depends on like the comic dub, like if it's mine or if it's somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
Usually what I do is I try to like I'm a bit of a perfectionist.
Okay.
So so I often like try to see if like maybe this doesn't work. Maybe I should give it a little maybe a little further or like maybe this music doesn't fit. Maybe I should use this music or maybe I should add effect. It just depends on what the comic has and needs.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, there's not much. It's really fun to edit, and also voice actors. I have a few friends that are voice actors. And I have asked though. Sometimes when I ask, I feel kind of bad because I'm like, oh, like what if I'm bothering them? Because I'm the type of person that thinks like I want to DM somebody if they can do something for me, but
Oh
I feel
man.
really bad because I feel like, oh, well, what if I'm bothering them?
Oh hey, I'm the same thing. I'm that type of person that will say sorry a million times and I don't even know what I'm sorry for.
Exactly.
As time has gone on, your editing skills have gotten much more impressive. What was kind of the tools that you've gone through to make sure, as you said, you're a perfectionist? Are you using like an Abdul? Not Abdul. What am I talking about here? Audible or any other program that's kind of been helping you throughout the way?
I usually use my iPad for all of
Oh,
my
okay.
videos. I usually use iMovie, even though there's not a lot of variety on it. I also use voice memos. And I recently started using CapCut, especially for my Use Me Up VIP video. I used
Mm,
that to do it because I had more effects on it, and it made the video a little bit more cooler.
okay. And with some of the comics that you and your friends dub over, do you sometimes go out to the original artist and say, "Hey, I want to do this little thing. Me and my friends will try it out with your permission. Is it okay?" Have you gone out to reach out to some of the artists and see if they will have their input to join you on them as well?
Not that I don't think so. I just usually ask for them though. If
Mm-hmm.
I once forgot to ask, and it became this whole thing, which is bad for me not to get into.
Right, no problem.
Um, but yeah, I just ask for permission first. And if I forget, that's because I got excited. Because
it,
that
ha-
happened.
it happens. It happens. You have so much love for a show. It just went over your head. It's fine. It's fine. Totally fine.
Yeah, and I love to show them the final product and their
Mm,
reactions to it. It puts a smile on my face knowing that they liked it.
nice. And I'm assuming mostly positive reactions from them, correct?
Yeah, exactly. I did this one with Alistair and his theories, like, the internet.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I asked the artist, and I did it, and it took me a while to edit because I wanted to come out as funny as possible.
Hmm.
And even my friend even added a few things, and the person who made the original comic, she thought it was hilarious that that he added those things to the comic, and it made it way more funnier.
As we see your channel grow throughout these few
Yeah, yeah.
years, what you see more of the collaborations with, like you said, your friends and everything like that. What do you have any more plans to continue those collaborations to maybe do more original comics on your side or to dub some other ones? Have you gotten like any of those going like in the process of working on?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of ideas on like, I've been wanting to do more comic dubs, but like, there's like a lot. So I'm like, oh, like which ones can I do and
Mm.
who can I ask to do them, like, to do the voices.
Hmm.
And I guess it's like a lot of stuff. And I did want to do like something new, but like I'm not 100% sure on it because it seems like a lot of work, because it's basically an audio drama but with like fan fictions, like because there's a lot of good fan fictions out there,
Yeah.
and I would love to do an audio drama on them if the person lets me and if I ever feel like it.
Hey, whoever's listening out there, Maria is here to help you out, okay? She's a fantastic singer. If you haven't listened to her singing on her channel, please give her a shout out. She'll love to do it.
You talking about singing, most of it is like heavily edited, so like I'm like, nah, like that's not my real voice. My real voice sounds horrible.
Oh, come on now. Don't be modest.
Yeah, geez, like if I like uploaded, like my voice isn't super bad, but like I prefer to have it edited a little bit with a little auto tune to make it much more, sound better.
Okay.
But
All right.
but yeah.
Now, speaking of a little bit ago, your Use Me Up VIP video, that's one of your highest rated views on your channel. When you see videos like that just blow up, skyrocket to like the hundreds of thousands of views, like does that hit you a little bit differently at first?
Well, it's not my first Use Me Up video because I did do one like a few months prior to that video, which was like
Hmm.
the original VIP, but
Okay.
it wasn't as like, as like colored and shaded because like the first one it was just sketching.
Right.
But I decided to like go for it, and I was originally just gonna do like a comic or basically just a little bit of the song, like just the newer parts.
Hmm.
But a friend of mine convinced me to do the whole music video, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. And I basically spent a month sketching, line
Oh wow.
arting, coloring, sketching, and editing. So I was like, geez, like this is like the biggest project I've ever done, and it took me a month.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a big undertaking you did there.
Yeah, that was like a huge leap, and I'm really glad my friend talked me into it.
Now, shout out to your friend out there who gave you the push. Is it good to have that kind of extra support behind your back, knowing, hey, you got the talent, go ahead and do it because you know the people out there are gonna love it.
Yeah, it's always great to have somebody push you to do something, like push you out of your comfort zone.
Hmm.
Because like that big of a project, I was like, geez, what if it's not good? Because there's other animatics that are way better than mine. And I did my best as I could, and I still think that there's some people that did a little bit better than me, but again, I still tried, and I'm really proud of what I did.
As you should, as you should. And let me just say, it's one of the top animatics that I've seen out there in the YouTube space. Let me tell you,
Thank you.
of course. Now you got from reviews to theories. Up next is the reactions. Now YouTube nowadays is you cannot go to YouTube without watching a reaction channel or video nowadays. What was kind of the thought behind it before you went into the reaction side of your channel?
I guess when I first started reactions, I guess like the reason I never did it is because I never had like I didn't know how they did it because I do
Mm-hmm.
know they had like a camera or they use some type of network, and I did try, but it was a little difficult for me. So and I did it by myself, though I'm the type of person that's like pretty quiet during like, watching
Mm-hmm.
something because I
Okay.
don't want to miss anything.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I was usually like quiet, and I kind of forced myself to say some stuff. So I was like, oh geez, I need to say something every few minutes. And it's usually the same thing. So like when I first started, it was just by myself. But when I asked a friend of mine, like, hey, can you join me? Even though I couldn't really like I didn't know how to use like Discord and record at the same time.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so it's kind of like the audio is kind of weird. Like I'm on a phone, like I'm in a phone call.
Yeah, it's like a weird echo you hear.
Yeah, yeah, I guess like that. But yeah, and then when I started doing the Hazbin Hotel that Hazbin Hotel reaction videos,
Hmm.
I asked a friend if it's possible for them to record the video for me. And like it was just me, my two friend, and my three friends reacting to Has Been for like I think the first two episodes, and there's like more people that came in and brought more life to the reaction because like we were kind of like laughing and joking, and it made the reaction way more fun for all of us. Because I think it's better to react stuff with friends than by yourself.
Mm.
And it was really sweet of him to offer to record for me because like I don't have like a proper computer for it.
Hmm.
So yeah, and I felt really bad. I'm like, oh God, I hope I'm not being a bother or anything. But no, they said it was completely fine. And I did the editing, even though it was a little tricky because I feel like Discord and time zones, I feel like some stuff is a little delayed.
Yeah, that's
Um,
that's what I've been kind of learning. It's being a moderator for a couple of YouTubers like Moscow and Morgan Terry, We Last Reacts out there. The timing of Discord and everything is very interesting, we can say as a word.
Yeah, so editing was kind of a nightmare because also like some of the audio like when I'm laughing,
Hmm.
like some parts didn't catch, and luckily I was recording myself like separately on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So I was able to like save that because like if I didn't, I probably would have like people like it would have been silent for some reason. So I had it got me to do much more editing and it kind of sucked, but it was still worth it.
It sounded worth it. And as time went on, has the editing of the reaction becoming more not not easy, but is it more manageable now? Now they have kind of the understanding of how to edit certain parts and everything like that in between.
Oh, well, I mean, this is just recent, so I guess I guess it's okay. I don't know what's up with the audio, so I don't know if it's because of the software my friend is using or Discord. So I don't have 100%. I'm not 100% like sure or like I don't have it like figured out yet.
Right.
Hopefully next season.
Hopefully. Right. Who knows when next season's come? By our calculations, 2027 might be around the corner if you talk to Amir Talib.
Hopefully, I'm pretty sure he's joking.
Oh yeah.
He better be joking.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. He just comes on Twitter and just like lights a fire and starts chaos just for the fun of it.
Yeah, he's such a gremlin, and we love him for it.
Oh, he's the best. He has pretty much personified Alistair to a T.
Yeah, he's literally Alistair. Like he doesn't play Alistair. He is
Yeah,
Alistair.
no, he is the radio demon. Yes, he is.
He's also a big sweetie. He's liked a couple of my posts, and it always
Yeah,
puts a smile on my face because he's seen my posts.
yeah. Same here. I'm on that side too. It's really cool when you see like the actors from the show that you like and you enjoy. Go out and see what you wrote and said about them and liking that back.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a reward when somebody you admire likes your stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. And as someone like you have been in this YouTube space for some time now, has there been other YouTubers going out of the way asking, "Hey, you did a great job. Hey, you did amazing. Keep it up." Have they kind of been like communicating with you? Just and if they have they been like good positives?
Oh, well, I mean, there was this one YouTuber. His name's he was Voice Box Bunny, but now he's going by Whisper Demon.
Hmm.
He I met him when I saw one of his comic dubs, and he asked me to join his server, and I did a stream with him, and I was like really nervous because like I've never been on a stream before, and like it was new for me,
Hmm.
especially like it's the internet, and I like to be safe,
Right.
but I grew to love the server, and everybody's a friend. And he was like the first person I've ever collaborated with on YouTube.
Hmm.
And I have met a couple other YouTubers. Like I've met Carlos Savant, and he's a sweetheart. Um,
Oh, nice.
I've also met Morgan, and you've actually interviewed them too.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
And yeah, she's also a big sweetheart. And I guess I've talked to Paranoid DJ a couple of times.
Oh, really?
Not formally, but he seems really nice, and I'm excited to meet him at Level Up this year.
Nice. It's speaking of level up, on the day of recording that we're doing this right now, is that you said on your Twitter, it's the 1 year anniversary of when you were at level up last year. Going in a full circle, what was that experience like, going to level up, seeing all the cast and crew there of Helluva Boss? I'm assuming just seeing them, talk to them, is probably one of the best times, because you see nothing but great things when they talk and interact with the fans.
Yeah, Level Up was really amazing. It was actually my first ever convention that I've ever been to.
Oh, wow.
So it was really exciting, and I got to meet some friends that I met online, and I was
Hmm.
like, and meeting Viv and everybody, well, almost everybody. They like Viv, meeting her, I was like, excited because I admire her so much. So when I met her, I was really like, saying hello, and I showed her my OC, and I was in a shock because she said that she recognized my OC and that she's seen my thumbnails and stuff. I was
Oh,
like,
no way.
really? Like, yeah, she knew who I was, so that was a big shocker. And I was like, oh my God, she knows me. Uh,
Now, is it
and
hard to not go full fangirl when you see, when the creator of the show you love goes to you and say, "Hey, I know you. You do some great work."
oh, trust me, I have such a huge poker face, so like
Oh, okay.
I was really calm.
No, nice.
Uh, so yeah, like my heart was for sure racing, but I know how to keep my composure.
Nice, nice. You're cool as a cucumber on the surface, but inside you were just losing your mind.
Yeah, on the inside I was losing my mind. And I also met Brandon and Bryce, and they were so sweet, especially Bryce. I am so glad that I told him that he has a beautiful voice, because he does, especially
Hmm.
in the Look My Way
Yep,
music
look my way.
video. Yeah, that was so beautiful. So I'm really glad that I told him that. Brandon, oh God, like
I've
for
I've
that,
seen
that was
I've seen
cringy.
videos of Brandon.
Yeah, for when I first met him, oh my God, the first thing I told him was that I don't swear. That's the first thing that came to mind.
Oh,
I was
the
like,
wrong
oh,
person. The wrong person you tell that to.
yeah, the wrong person. But he had to like, Blitz can give me a few pointers and stuff. I'm like, yeah, Blitz can give me a few pointers.
I'm sure
But
he
yeah,
can.
yeah, but in real life, I actually don't swear. I mean,
Mm,
sure, maybe I do say the occasional like baby little curse word, but I don't
yeah.
I don't say the big girl curse words.
Mm. Hey, that's right. That's your prerogative, you know? That's how you live.
Yeah,
That's how you live your life, and you love it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm the only one in my family who doesn't curse.
Oh, wow.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. Now,
Yeah.
from a fan perspective that you have, what has it been like to see a fandom that you're passionate about, like Hazbin Hotel, gain so much critical and commercial success that it's been getting on Amazon, and just, the reviews have been just stellar? What does it give you, like a little extra, like a little extra pep in your step when you make your videos?
Yeah, especially like ever since Hasbin came out, for sure my channel has been doing a little better,
Mm-hmm.
because Hasbin is so big and people just want content.
Yeah.
So I try my best to give it to them, and getting like so many good reviews on it, it really makes me happy, and it kind of sticks it to people who doubted it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cause yeah, like it's such a amazing show that I really enjoy. And it's been so long since I've really loved an adult show because like the first
Mm.
ever adult show that I mean, I was a kid, but like come on. It was Family Guy and like Robot Chicken. For sure it
Mm.
wasn't for me, but like, my parents were not responsible.
Hey, and to be fair, that's everybody's first and favorite adult shows. When you go
Yeah.
from Family Guy, King of the Hill, Robot Chicken.
Yeah, those are like my first adult shows, but
Hmm.
like this is my first adult show that I've watched and I'm an adult.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, it's really enjoyable and it sometimes surprises me because me as a sub, I have met a couple of kids who watch Hazbin.
Oh no, kiddies, don't now watch these shows. Your brains are not developed yet. Give it some
Yeah.
time. You know, stick with Bluey. Bluey's a good show. Bluey's fine. Okay, stick with Bluey.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's usually when I like they tell me I'm like because it at work sometimes like when I have like a little bit of extra time, I
Hmm.
either maybe wear like a shirt or draw because there's not a lot for me to do as a sub.
Right.
So I just have to take care of the kids and make sure they do their work.
Mm.
And sometimes like, when they're doing their work, I just like sometimes doodle and some of them either they ask me, "Oh, who's that?" I usually say like, nobody, just a character."
Right. Hey, none of your business, kid. Go back to your desk.
Yeah, go back to your desk and do your work. But kids who do know who they are or like, do know who I'm drawing, they said
Hmm.
like, "Oh, I know who that is. That's Alistair or that's Angel Dust." I'm
Oh
like, "Oh my God."
no!
I'm like, and either
Oh,
they have an older sibling, and they usually do have an older sibling.
yeah, that sounds about
Um,
right. Yeah.
yeah, and when they tell me, I'm like, "Oh, I know that show." I'm like, "You do know that's for adults, right?" They say like, "Yeah."
That's why they watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really blame them. It is a pretty good show.
Yeah. Hey, who could blame the kiddies? Even though they
Yeah,
shouldn't be watching, who could blame them?
yeah. And plus, it's not really that's not really my responsibility anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. We're not their parents.
Yeah, exactly. We're not their parents. We can't really tell them what not to watch.
Now, being on YouTube as long as you have, I'm assuming you've garnered some criticism from others out there, whether it be some trolls on comments or on Twitter. What's kind of been your best way to counter attack them, or just ignore them all the way? Do you just like I said, ignore them, or you just like read them and just like, okay, that's nice. Next.
Um, Honestly, I don't really get like a lot of criticism, which is
Mhm.
great, but I
Nice.
have maybe like the occasional one or two, but it's usually pretty rare.
Okay.
But I do remember like a few, but this one sticks out to me. So
Mm.
it was in my Use Me Up VIP video, and I did do a tweet about it. This one person commented saying that I traced from other artists and other stuff
Oh.
that I did, and I was like, no, I didn't. All of this is original art. I did it all by myself. I mean, sure, I use references, but that's
Hmm.
normal for artists to do. I never copied anything. I mean, sure, maybe I did copy the stage that Angel was on, but mostly that was just to make it easier for me. Because
Hmm.
like, like doing symmetrical stuff is pretty hard.
Right.
So it just made it easier for me to just copy the stage. So that's the only thing I copied, just the stage, and like that's it. And it was just for one shot.
Okay. Hey, at least it was just for one shot.
Yeah, the rest that's on me. So I mean, a few friends did defend me, but I ended up deleting the tweet because like it was getting a little out of hand. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just delete the tweet altogether. I mean the comment altogether.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta say adios, delete the tweet or delete the comment, and you gotta move on with the rest of your day in life because you know you're doing great things,
Yeah, exactly. Kind of wish that Twitter lets me delete comments.
right? Boy, how far gone that Twitter used to be, right?
Yep.
Now let's get into all the things that we love about Hazbin Hotel, Helluva Boss. But before we get into Helluva Boss, let's jump into Hazbin. Your latest video that you put out on your channel. What is Alistair's deal? Your new theory. And before we get into that theory, I want to know kind of your process on when you make these theory videos. Do you try to make sure you write like a script for yourself to make sure you hit all the points you want to hit? or do you kind of just like freelance it and just let it roll and see where the ideas kind of take you?
Usually when I do theories, I usually have like a script. I usually use my phone notes to like
Mm.
type it all out, try to get all my thoughts together. And I also do try to do my research
Mhm.
to make sure like maybe in this episode maybe this happened, or maybe I sometimes when I do like scripts, I sometimes like basically spend a little time out of it,
Mhm.
and I come up with new ideas because, as my professor once said, when you're writing something, um write it for a bit and then leave it alone and then come back to it, because you'll be a new person when you do it.
That is some very interesting and poignant advice they gave you there.
Yeah, it was in college, so like, like I didn't really think of that. That's actually a pretty good thing, because usually your ideas change, and when you look at
Mhm.
something, like, when I'm looking at something I made a point about, I'm like, oh, like maybe this is not a really good point because this like this doesn't make any sense.
Okay. And in your latest theory video that you have, Alistair's deal, there was a character you mentioned about who Alistair made a deal with, and that's one character I am not familiar with. As much as I love and know about Hazbin Hotel, that's one character you mentioned that I was like went over my head. It's like, who the heck is that one again? And that was the character of Rue. So if you could, in your best way possible, who is Rue as a character in the Hazbin universe?
Honestly, I didn't know about Rue until like I think like another YouTuber. I think it was
Mm,
ALMAO.
mm.
I saw like a small little video of them like describing Rue, and basically it's short for root of evil.
Oh,
uh
okay.
and you can see her symbol like even in Helluva Boss, and even in like the beginning of the pilot of Hazbin Hotel. And there's concept art of her, and Viv did say that she wants to get into her because she's like a big bad in Hazbin.
Okay. All right.
She's just lurking in the shadows.
Okay, and that makes sense. Okay, and going back in your theories, when you write it on your script, when you're making sure you go through everything, how important is it for you to make sure you don't let your speculation become expectation? Because as a geek fan myself, I am a Marvel fan, and sometimes we let our speculation run wild on certain movies, and when we don't get what we want, we get upset, we get mad, we rage, tweet, and whatever. How important is it to you to make sure you keep what is speculated and expectation separate?
I guess I try to keep my expectations low, even though, like, like maybe an episode doesn't happen. For example,
Mm-hmm.
an episode like Alistair gets sick, for example.
Mm,
I would love to have an episode about that, because, Alistair's really prideful, and I feel like he wouldn't accept any help.
true. Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and he's really prideful. So I feel like that would be an interesting episode. Though if it doesn't come out, there's always fan fictions.
True. Yeah. That is a good point. Fan fiction will live forever.
Yeah, exactly. So I try not to get my expectations too high, but like if it does come true, it does, like, it like, oh, I was right about this. But like when I'm wrong about something, I'm like, oh, like I don't really think about what I was wrong about, but some people do like go to my old videos and say that I was wrong. I'm like,
Oh my god.
I already know that I'm wrong.
I can only imagine how infuriating that is. Like, okay, I was wrong about one thing. Do you feel better about yourself now?
Yes, yeah, I know I was wrong. I mean, it happens. I'm not a psychic.
Right. and with and if you guys want to see her latest theory video, the link will be in the description below if you want to go check out her channel. It was a really good video on how you go by who Allison made a deal with. Is it with this character or maybe this other character or a character we haven't even seen yet? And it's very, very impressive how you analyze and shift through all the little possibilities that's there.
Yeah, I always try to find like any possibility, even if it's concept art or
Mm-hmm.
I try to find everything. And I also like to throw in the like occasional joke or two in there.
Right. Now, what's been the one theory that you thrown out there and you just went, oh wow, I was right about that. I can't believe it.
Hmm. I mean, I did do a video a couple of years ago about Vox and Alistair.
Uh, oh,
Geez, I don't think like I mean I'd be surprised if I was right that they were more than just friends or like more like
I
Vox
mean,
has a thing for him.
if you see his behavior when Alistair was fighting Adam, you have to imagine he was getting more pleasure in more ways than one in that.
Yeah, I'm like, geez, dude, like you're acting like you guys were exes or like
Right.
you're just butthurt about him rejecting
Right.
you.
And there's always more layers to the onion that we don't know yet.
Yeah, and I actually do have a video upcoming about Vox and Alistair's relationship and what happened to
Mm,
them, even though I'm not too confident on it, but it's still fun to do it.
okay. But if you could, what give us a little teaser. What's one thing that you think might be coming up in the future between Vox and Alistair, relationship wise or
Well,
not?
well, it does seem that they were pretty close friends, like
Hmm.
looking at the picture that we see at the end of the last episode.
Yeah.
And Alistair wasn't glitching like he usually does. So I think that goes to show that he did trust Vox. And something happened, maybe a misunderstanding or maybe his deal.
And that is a good theory right there, most likely. And a lot of these things happen over misunderstandings.
Yeah.
Now with a show like Hazbin Hotel that is very heavily influenced on the Broadway style of singing, what's kind of been like your favorite song so far? Whether it being, the very first one, Happy Day in Hell, Poison, Loser Baby, what's kind of been like the one song that stuck to you so far?
Geez, all the songs are incredible.
Mm.
But I guess like my top two songs is Stayed Gone and Hell's Greatest Dad. There's just something about
Oh,
beefing songs that I like.
and of course, it's Alistair involved when it comes to the beefing song.
Yeah, of course. I'm an Alistair simp.
Hey, no, I totally understand. I don't blame you. I'm like, look at Alistair, come on.
Yeah, it's they're both really great songs, and it's just Alistair just beefing with men.
One over power and control, the other one who's a better dad. It's very good. It's very good.
Yeah, both of them, I had like a stupid grin on my face.
Now, back on the point on Alistair, I think he's one of the most interesting characters ever to be on television. And then, what do you think makes Alistair such a character that you want to root for, but at the same time, yeah, I should not be rooting for this guy because he's up to something. He's got plans.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I love Alistair. He's my favorite character because he's so mysterious
Mm-hmm.
and, you just want to learn more about him and his past, especially with Vox and his deal. Like, those are like the most important things that we need to learn about.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Uh, and, at the end of the episode 8, he kind of said a line that I'm like curious about. I'm like, huh, like he wants to pull all the strings. I wonder what he means by that.
Yeah.
So he's got something, that he wants to do, but maybe plot twist is not malicious at all, which would surprise me. But I do know that Alistair will betray Charlie at some point, so it's not gonna be good. And I shouldn't be rooting for him, but I don't know. Maybe in his perspective, it's good. I don't know. It all depends on perspectives.
Hey, that's true. I mean, we're all the heroes in our own story, if you really think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, with the show like has it gave you any more ideas on more videos for or more content for for your YouTube channel, like more theory videos, maybe more dubs coming down the way?
For sure, I do have a few theory videos like being produced. I still need to script them.
Mm.
I'm already done with my Vox and Alistair theory. I just need to record it. And of course I couldn't record it like now because of I was recovering from wisdom teeth surgery.
Right. Okay, I am so rude. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you good 100%? Everything all Gucci?
No, it's fine. Everything came out great. I
That's
went to the
good.
dentist yesterday and they said everything's healed and I can now eat whatever the heck I want.
Hey, that's what we love to hear.
Yeah,
And again,
exactly.
apologies for not asking on your health and everything like that. I saw that you were, going through the wisdom teeth taken out. That ain't not always the best thing. Let me tell you.
It kind of sucked, but still, I got it over with, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's good at least, right?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, that's like I do have that plan for sure. Gonna record it when I have the time and when I'm alone because you'll be surprised how loud my family can be.
Okay. Yeah, who doesn't love a loud family? Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, especially a Mexican family.
Oh, let me tell you about our Mexicans. Hey, when we get loud, we can get loud.
Yeah,
Orale.
especially my dad.
Mm. Now, with Hazbin now kind of finishing its run, are you? What are you more looking forward to in season two? Are you looking to see hopefully new characters that was probably mentioned show up, or what's kind of your wish list for season two?
Well, for sure, obviously, is more about Vox and Alistair's
Mm.
relationship, their beef, their
Besides
friendship.
Alistair, I know you love Alistair. I know you're simping for Al, our favorite radio demon. But here's Alistair. Put him on the side here. What else do you got cooking up in your brain? What could be maybe we should be expecting?
For sure, as we saw in the last episode, we did see a glimpse of Arachnus and Baxter
Mm,
at the end. So
yeah,
I
that's true.
hope we're gonna see those two knuckleheads. And I'm hoping we get to learn more about Angel's family because we did see Molly in episode
Yes.
6.
That's true.
So yeah, I'm hoping to learn more about Angel's family. And I'm actually surprised on like they kept Arachnus's original design. I thought he was gonna have a completely different look, but no.
That is interesting. It could possibly get a update in season two if they go more develop into him and his
Probably.
character. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I for sure want to learn more about the V's, especially Vox, because
Mm,
I guess like Valentino,
mm.
because he's kind of childish.
Yeah, he is. I mean, okay, I with Val, there's so much things I want to say about Val that
A lot of bad things are
very much so. Yes, very much so. He does not deserve any good things said about him.
no.
But yeah, no, that it's interesting how in season one we really didn't focus too much on the V's. We got maybe episode two with them. We saw Velvet showing up in that Overlord meeting, and then they all showed up at the end together at the season finale. So it'll be really interesting to see in season two how much of a bigger role they're gonna play now that Adam's gone.
Yeah, because for sure they're gonna play a bigger role next season as they've confirmed. And
Yeah.
uh for Valentino, I mean he's a horrible person, but I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like there's always a reason why.
Okay.
So I did see a recent YouTube video about Angel Dust and his abuse with Val with a
Mm-hmm.
therapist, and they said usually abusers are insecure themselves.
True. Yeah.
Um, and I was thinking like, like Valentino is probably insecure. And it got me thinking. I'm like, maybe if they delve deeper into his character, we might find out why he's like this, and who knows, maybe he was abused himself, or because usually it does happen. So I feel
Yeah.
like if they do reveal that, we would feel more sympathy for Valentino.
Yeah,
And
that's fair. And whether he deserves it or not, we'll find out in season two.
yeah, exactly. For Val, like she also, I really like Respectless.
Oh, that's a good one. Yep.
That was a banger. I love
Mm-hmm.
listening to that.
And,
She also seems pretty interesting.
and that one shot in that song where she just walks backwards and says she's the backbone of the V's. I'm curious by what she means by that. What?
I'm pretty sure she's like maybe usually what a backbone is like what she's the one who keeps them together.
Okay, yeah. Because you
Uh
because you know Vox and Val could easily just lose it and everything could fall apart.
yeah, like think about like an actual backbone. Without our backbone, we're basically
Mm-hmm.
Fall. We're basically fall apart.
True. We're just a puddle on the ground. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm pretty sure that's what she means by backbone.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. And I want I'm going to get your take on it since you are the expert in all things has been. Do you think we'll get more villain reveals? And more villain reveals, not just based in heaven or hell. Like, do you think we'll get some outside interference? Like, I don't know. I like to reach out in some of these theories because that's how my brain works. As I'm always thinking, what if?
Yeah, for sure they have to do like who's the actual villain here, because
Mm-hmm.
like for sure the V seem like villains, but I'm like, oh, they don't seem like the biggest threat. So I feel like there's a
Right.
bigger threat than them, because usually like in some shows, there's always a bigger threat.
Yes. There's always a big bad for like the overall arc.
Yeah, there's always a huge big bad, and they're always revealed later.
Mm-hmm. And that's the one thing. Like, I remember watching the show and we see Sarah telling Emily, or is it Adam? I can't remember exactly. Like, they have to protect all the souls in heaven, but at the same time, you guys are pretty much so powerful. So on top of everything, they've gone down to hell so many times to do the exterminations. Their numbers are vast. What could they be protecting all the souls in heaven? And that's where my head goes. Like, is there some cosmic force outside of this world that can go in and out that they fight? And that's the nerd in me that goes like that sometimes.
No, it's good. It's good to have a nerd in you. Honestly, I don't really have that much of an answer. I mean, I'm still kind of wondering, like in the first episode, we just see we kind of like we I think the angels might be in charge of everything. And who knows? I don't know if there's even a god.
That's a good thing you mentioned, because I don't know if God, because I see some theories saying that God is a concept in this universe, like the concept
Yeah.
of him, like the universe Big Bang and the beliefs and his rulings and everything like that. It's a concept rather than a pure cosmic being, if you will.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe he is there, but he's like, I don't know. Some people theorize that he's maybe in another dimension for some reason. He just peaced out.
Could be. It could be. I don't. He could be the god that goes through all the multiverse. You don't know.
Yeah.
And it just happens he goes to this one. And it's like, what the hell's going on? You guys are just fighting amongst each other. Why are you fighting? Stay in your lane. You stay in your lane. They want to come up here. Cool. That's fine. Let them redeem themselves. Let's see if they can do it. I'm interested.
Yeah.
Now, okay. As much as I enjoy the has been discussion that we've been having, I want to get into a little bit of Hell of a Boss, because we know episode 8 is coming, and we've been, from what we heard from Brandon Rogers, it's something that we should all be prepared for. What are you most likely to see in episode 8? Are we seeing some more reconciliation with Blitz and Stolas, perhaps?
Yeah, for sure this is obviously a Blitz and Stolas episode.
Mm-hmm.
And for sure I think Viv said it was gonna break us.
Oh man, she broke me in episode 4. Like, I kid you not, it was so hard for me not to cry when I was giving like my overall review of the episode. I literally had to like, okay, calm down. I need to give my thoughts out real quick and just end the video. She has broken me a few times.
um yeah, she can break us. um for the episode, like I did have a I was thinking about a video, but honestly I don't have that much to say. I mean, for
Hmm.
sure there's got to be a misunderstanding,
Oh, definitely.
because for sure has been like full of misunderstandings with like
Mm-hmm.
with Blitz and Fizz. There was a huge misunderstanding on both ends.
Yeah.
And for sure Blitz and Stolas have also been misunderstandings, and maybe even Verasica and Blitz had a misunderstanding. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a huge misunderstanding with the Osmodian crystal.
True. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if the episode is called Full Moon or Apology Tour, the next one. So
Yeah, it is.
it's Full Moon.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Okay.
full moon, and then the next episode is apology tour.
Okay. So all right. So I'm thinking everyone that Blitz has gone in contact with that he thinks he's kind of wrong in the past, he's gonna do the apology tour, say sorry to Verosika, maybe reconcile with his sister, even though she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
And definitely, I think Full Moon. Oh, I'm interested to see if we see more of his daughter getting involved and giving him advice on that kind of relationship.
Yeah, because it seems like Octavio wasn't like too fond of Blitz at first.
Mm-hmm.
Though I feel like they would have like a lot of in common because I feel like they both probably shop at Stylish Occult and they both hate
Mm-hmm.
RoboViz.
Yeah, that's true. And especially with just the kind of the building of a friendship sort of with Octavia and Luna in that one episode,
Yeah.
and probably just going building off of that, see where that leads. Because I thought that was really interesting how they kind of pulled that off.
Yeah, it was a really nice scene. I really enjoyed that interaction because everybody's been wanting it. But I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it was kind of ruined with Luna kicking Blitz in the nuts.
Maybe, but he kind of asked for it. I don't know.
Uh,
Before we head out on this day, again, thank you so much for your time, Maria. I very much appreciate through this wacky roller coaster of an interview we've been on.
no
um,
problem. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you enjoyed the ride. What are kind of the big plans you have in the future for your channel, and what are some goals you're looking forward to reach hopefully soon on your channel?
Hopefully, I hope to do more theory videos before season 2 of Hazbin comes out. Maybe since I graduate soon, this year I graduate, I'll
Mm,
have a little more time to focus on YouTube.
nice. Congratulations on graduating.
Thank you.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I mean, once I graduate, I'll most likely have more time and maybe I'll be able to do the fan fiction audio thing that I've been wanting to
Mm,
do.
okay.
Maybe even ask for help because I feel like I'm a little bit inexperienced. So let's hope maybe I can find somebody that can help me out with it. But I feel like it's more that satisfying when you do it yourself.
Nice. Okay. I'm looking forward to all of your work coming in the near future. I'm excited for it. And hey, if you need an extra voice for any of those videos, I think I do a pretty good husk. I'm no actor, I'm no trained professional, but I think I could pull it off. Just totally kidding, totally kidding. But thank you again, Maria. It was such a great talk we had. It was so much fun geeking out with you over this universe that was made for a bunch of nerds. If anyone wants to follow you on your social media and YouTube, where can they find you at?
For sure, they can find me on YouTube.
Right?
They can find me on Twitter as well. I post a lot on Twitter. Like I never shut up. I also have Blue Sky and Threads, but I really don't really use it that much. So I would recommend my main social media is Twitter.
Okay. And do you have any like art channels that people can go and look and follow you on there as well for your arts?
It's usually Twitter that I mostly post my art and even
Okay.
animatics when I make them.
Got it. No problem. And all you beautiful, lovely, gorgeous individuals can follow me on Twitter and TikTok at SamMac55, Instagram at SamMacias5, Facebook at SamMacias, and on YouTube here as well at SamMacias. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel to see more fun videos and interviews like this one here. And make sure you go over and support Maria and all of her work as well. It is amazing. It is fantastic. I really hope you guys enjoyed. That was a fun talk. And until next time, bye.
Bye.